Wow, so Tesla stock went absolutely parabolic this week, breaking yet another all-time high while surpassing $2,000 a share for the first time ever, and in doing so, absolutely shattering the majority of analyst expectations worldwide. But in this video, we're going to be talking about why you'd be absolutely crazy to cash out now. Because keep in mind that we're still just in the first quarter and Elon is just getting started, taking us to the promised land. So over a month ago on July 15th, I released this video on why Tesla stock could double around August 31st or soon there afterwards. And in it, we went over some major short-term catalysts that not many people were talking about at the time, but that I knew had a very good chance to move the direction of the stock price upwards in a massive way. And as fun as it is to see the stock now heading in that direction and right on time, plus I am now up over $400,000 on my Tesla position alone. But in all honesty, I could care less about these short-term gains because I am 100% confident that in the long term, these gains that we're all experiencing right now are going to look like baby gains in comparison to Tesla's true potential. Because we are just getting started and there's in fact a much bigger catalyst that is coming up right around the corner. And it's going to happen much sooner than most people are even realizing. But first, we have to very quickly just put two things into perspective so that you can truly understand what the not so distant future holds for Tesla and why it's going to be an absolute game changer that will end up being one of the single biggest, if not the biggest reason why Tesla stock will 10x over the next decade. So first, one word, dojo. And no, we're not talking about yet another Bruce Lee ass whooping. In fact, Dojo is Tesla's secret program to create an AI training supercomputer. Dojo, by the way, means place of the way in Japanese and is commonly used for a place to practice meditation or martial arts. And it was coined perfectly by Tesla for this project because they will be using it to train its full self-driving AI. Just think about it, while companies like Ford and GM are still trying to figure out how to do over-the-air updates, Tesla is busy creating their very own supercomputers.
In this boardroom, we've never had a team lose so badly. You're all fired, all fired.
But no, seriously, let's also not forget that Tesla now has more than 3 billion miles of data recorded from their cars that have been driven in semi-autonomous autopilot mode, versus their closest competitor, which is Google's Waymo, only has a measly 20 million miles under their belt. So clearly Tesla is king when it comes to data. And now they will have their very own supercomputer that can take in vast amounts of video data from real-world Tesla cars driving on the road today and then use that data in simulations against itself. And in doing so, it will be able to pile up years worth of driving and learning in a matter of months, if not weeks. And yet, some short sellers still have the audacity to say that Tesla is not a technology company.
The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
Also, real quick, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm and these videos do take a really long time to make. Thank you.
You the real MVP.
Second, as I've mentioned in previous videos, as investors, it pays off big time to read in between the lines, especially when it comes to Elon Musk. So what just happened? Well, over the past few days, he has been leaving a number of clues and hints that full self-driving is actually much closer to coming to market than most people are realizing. So with a quantum leap improvement coming up for full self-driving in just 6 to 10 weeks from now, and with Elon himself saying just last month,
I'm extremely confident that level 5 or essentially complete autonomy will be will happen, and I think it will happen very quickly. I remain confident that we will have the functionality for the basic functionality for level 5 autonomy complete this year.
Now, don't get me wrong, we all know that Elon is infamous for setting aggressive deadlines that are near impossible to maintain. But while his timelines may not be perfect, there's one thing that's for sure. At the end of the day, he always delivers. But now let's get into the most important part of this all, which is why does any of this even matter, and why am I so confident that Tesla mastering level 5 autonomy will lead to them having a market cap of over $1 trillion easily. Keep in mind that level 5 autonomy is when a vehicle can operate entirely on its own without any driver's presence needed whatsoever. And when this occurs, it will mark the exact moment when Tesla's cars should no longer be considered a depreciating asset and in fact should be touted as a revenue generating asset. Just think about it, there's 24 hours in a day, yet the average person only drives their car for 1 hour a day. That means that 95% of the time, your car is doing absolutely nothing and not being utilized. What if you could simply open an app and opt your Tesla into their ride-sharing network, enabling your Tesla to become a full-fledged robo-taxi, that while you're not using it, it will be busy generating you income passively. Now that sounds like my kind of car. This would also be game over for companies like Lyft and Uber, who would cost anywhere between $2 to $3 per mile, because they not only have to make sure the price covers the cost of the gasoline, but also they have to pay the driver. Compare that to Tesla's robo-taxi, on the other hand, who with all overhead costs included, would only cost about 18 cents per mile. So how does Uber even compete? They don't. And to make matters even more interesting, using a Tesla robo-taxi would be even less expensive than the cost of just driving your own gasoline-powered car. Think about how crazy that is, that it would actually be cheaper to get chauffeured around like a boss by a Tesla robo-taxi than to have to drive your very own car. So in the US alone, we drive around 3.5 trillion miles per year. Now imagine if Tesla is able to capture just 10% of that onto their autonomous network of cars. That 10% would amount to about 350 billion miles a year. And if they are able to net just 15 cents per mile, that alone would lead to a staggering net profit of $52 billion, which would equate to Tesla having a market cap of around $1.3 trillion with a 25 price to earnings multiple. Also, remember that this is in the US alone. So just imagine the unfathomable numbers that they could potentially do worldwide, especially in massive markets like China. So nobody can say for sure when full self-driving will become available. But what I can say for sure, without even an ounce of doubt in my body, is that Tesla will be the first company to achieve this feat, and when they do, is when the real fun begins. Now, if you found any value in this video at all, and I hope you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notifications bell. Also, I love talking to you guys, and I always try my very best to reply to every single comment. So let me know your thoughts on Tesla, and let me know what stocks or topics you want me to talk about next in the comment section below. Also, real quick, I just want to say, wow, within the first week of announcing for the first time ever the official launch of our Patreon and Discord, we've already had over 500 of you beautiful people sign up, which is just absolutely incredible. So signups were officially closed a couple of days ago and will remain closed for the rest of the month, because I want to keep this community as intimate as possible, especially early on, so that I can really curate the experience for each and every one of you guys, and so that I can make sure that I can provide the most value possible. But don't worry, if you're interested in being part of the community, we'll be opening up a limited amount of spots each month. So stay tuned for my announcements, and also send me a message on Instagram so that you'll be the first to know about any openings. But with that being said, especially if you made it to this point in the video, I have so much love for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. Peace.